Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the good, the great, and the ugly. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me again as I go through the top 25 FCS teams and their top recruit this year of the 2021 recruiting class. Um, we've already gone through three, and now we're at number 4, Delaware. And Delaware didn't sign many people this year, but one of the young men that they signed, and these are right out of high school recruits, one of the young men that they signed was a defensive end out of Dallas, Texas, and that's Pete Melle. Before I get started, make sure that you like the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying what we're doing, and we're going to continue to give it to you through the top 25. So a look at defensive lineman Pete Melle, from that is now at Delaware. On my good, a great, and ugly. Let's take a look at him and see what he's working with. So the good for Melle, for me, is the motor. He has a fantastic motor, and you'll see it on display here. See how fast he's able to get around. He keeps chasing down. I mean, I want to go back and look at that again because motor, to me, is the number one thing that a defensive lineman has to have. Like, look at his get off first. Look at that step. It's not an overstep, but by that second step, he's already gaining ground on the offensive lineman. He has him on his shoulder. That just shows that the burst is good off of the line. Now, once he has that offensive lineman on his shoulder, he does what I like to call windshield wiper, where he washes off that arm, which allows him to be able to bend and get the quarterback to have to step up. Once that quarterback steps up and he encounters another offensive lineman, it's not over for him, or another running back, excuse me, it's not over for him right there. He's able to then continue to chase and make that sack. Now, if you look at plays by him, you see this level of hustle everywhere. Just watch as he goes through his level of hustle. Look how he just continues to aggressively attack. It's something that I think is one of his best traits. That's why it's my good. But he always is following, always is attacking downhill, and that's a trait that's going to work well for him, especially in the CAA, where he's going to encounter a lot of really good running teams. So the good for Melle, really good. I love that motor about him. But what makes him great, and what I believe he will have to stand on when he goes to the next level, and I'll talk about that in my ugly, is his ability to use his mind. He is really good at diagnosing plays. To me, that is his greatest attribute. He is really good at diagnosing plays, and I will show you what I mean here as we look at him. This is not it. Excuse me. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean as we look at him. Darn it. It's the same one. There we go. So what you'll see here, and what you see throughout the video, is his ability to diagnose a play. Watch as he comes off the line and he notices, I'm not really being blocked. Look, he's like, whoa, I'm not really being blocked. He doesn't go crazy. He doesn't, turn and trace. He doesn't try to just aggressively attack the running back. He settles his feet in and he diagnoses the play. That allows him to see that quarterback pull the ball, and now he's on the chase. And because that quarterback wasn't able to come downhill and he gets help from all of his buddies, they're able to make that play for a loss. Now, again, that's something that you see him diagnose plays a lot. We see that earlier where he's able to to get through there. But if you look at some of the other plays that he makes, you will see this characteristic show up a lot where he's diagnosing the play. Look right here. It may seem subtle, but watch him use his hand. He uses his hand on the offensive lineman. That allows him to feel how everything's going, but he's not looking at the offensive line. He's looking in the backfield. And because he's looking in the backfield, he sees when the ball gets hands off. Now he uses that pursuit to chase the guy down. It's something that you'll see if you look at a highlight video from him. You'll see that throughout everything that he does. He's really good at diagnosing the play. That's going to be something that he has to rely on, because the thing that I think is his, the thing that I think that is his ugly isn't really ugly. And you guys should know by now, when I say ugly, I'm not saying that, they're not, there's no redeemable quality, but it's something that is definitely going to be an issue for him as he moves into this next stage of his life. It's going to be his size. When we think about defensive linemen, especially now, we think about defensive linemen who have size, but we want defensive linemen to be able to displace the line of scrimmage. And that's something that he doesn't necessarily do the greatest. And I'll show you what I mean right here. This is not really a knock on him. I just think that right now he doesn't possess the size and maybe even the strength to be able to do anything beyond just get a stalemate. So right here, he's at nose, and you look, he fires off well. He's got a decent pad level. He's lower than the center, but he's not able to displace the center. Now, we would want a nose to be able to push this center back to make this guard have to bubble around him and really disrupt this play. But that doesn't happen. So he does a great job of detaching because, like I said, he's a technician. He's really good in that respect. But he doesn't get any movement on the line of scrimmage. And in college, when you're going against these guys who are not only big and strong, but athletic, it's not going to be enough to just be first and hit them. You're going to have to be able to hit them and get some movement. And that's something I think he's going to really have to get better at. You see right here, again, he uses kind of a chop move in order to defeat this guy. But watch here. See how that lineman's able to get him and push him down just a little bit? Look at the size of this offensive lineman. He is really skinny. That's a skinny offensive lineman. And so you have to think, when you're going up against a 325-pound offensive lineman and not a guy who looks like he's probably all of, 230, 225, maybe 240, maybe. It's going to be a difference. But watch how he's able to latch on and he's able to push him down a little bit. Now, again, he gets away because he's got a great motor. His pursuit's great, but just that little part right there, you can see that didn't allow him to get to the quarterback like he wanted to get to the quarterback. Now, I think Melle is a fantastic prospect. I think he has an opportunity to be really good for Delaware, but that's definitely something I'd be thinking about, and probably why, if he does get some early time, it's probably going to be in specific pass rush situations to take advantage of his burst and to take advantage of his anticipation and understanding of the game, which I think is second to none. But Delaware definitely has a really good prospect. I'm looking forward to seeing how he progresses over the year, if he's able to get onto the field this year or whenever he gets on the field, how he's able to perform. I think it's going to be great. So for Good, Great, and Ugly, I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Make sure, again, you like, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.